I'm Shannon Ethridge, million-copy best-selling author, international speaker, and creator of the B.L.A.S.T mentorship program, which stands for Building Leaders, Authors, Speakers, and Teachers. And I'm sitting here next to one of the most amazing leaders, authors, speakers, and teachers that I have encountered in a long time. This is Judy Herman from Chattanooga, Tennessee. She and I met recently at the American Association of Christian Counselors World Conference. I told her about the B.L.A.S.T program. She was diving in, like before the day was over, she was already signing up for the program, and we have spent the past 4 days together doing a B.L.A.S.T Next Level live event where I've gotten to know her so much more. And I just want to wholeheartedly endorse the book that she has just recently released called Beyond Messy Relationships. The subtitle is Divine Invitations to Your Authentic Self. It was nominated as one of the finalists of the Author Academy Awards. Judy, please tell us what prompted you to write a book called Beyond Messy Relationships.
To be honest, Shannon, I had my own messy relationships hugely. Actually, being a counselor is a second career for me. My first one was raising 4 remarkable human beings in a very troubled marriage that ended after nearly 3 decades. I did remarry, and my husband has bipolar disorder, and so it was a necessary thing because life has not been easy managing the moods, and we did experience a traumatic event that lasted for 6 weeks in which he was in a psychotic season, and it just nearly broke me.
So 2 hospitalizations, I
2
recall.
hospitalizations and an auto accident that nearly left me a widow or a twice divorced relationship therapist. And so when you're in this field of counseling and you're counseling couples and and a lot of my clients are pastors and entrepreneurs and business owners, and your own marriage is falling apart, your own life is falling apart. We all deal to a certain extent, I know a lot of leaders do, with what you call imposter syndrome. With the stories that I have listened to throughout the years of my counseling, my clients have given me courage. They have taken these deep breaths of air, and I use this acronym in my book called Breathing in Air, Awareness, Intentionality, and Risks. And this was a book that I was compelled to write. It was like I could not write it. And so it was something for my own healing. And so this was totally led of God, for sure.
And I understand you did a lot of that writing by hand because you found it to be more therapeutic than just digital.
Well,
writing.
here's the thing, which is a very valuable thing. So I've had a habit or a custom, so to speak, for many years, over 4 decades, of handwriting in journals. And when I needed stories, because this is a story, it has a story arc, but there's also some helps for people to get some insight. But I was able to reference some journals over decades of writing to get, what did I think about when I was in my 30s? But I do help people to make this connection between their family of origin and the patterns with which they related in their families and how it inadvertently goes into our adult relationships. And sometimes we will marry and then, the same thing will happen in a second marriage. And so to bring that level of awareness and intentions and taking risks for change, it's been huge.
Well, and ink is the cheapest therapy is what I have always said, and I think that you have found that to be true.
Yes.
What I'm excited about is I know that there are so many people out there who are really walking wounded, and we find them everywhere. We find them in the workplace, we find them in churches, we find them in our neighborhoods, and they can't necessarily afford counseling yet, or maybe they feel as if they're not ready for counseling yet. But for $16.95, this is a great catapult in the right direction to open their minds and hearts to the possibility that, as human beings, we are really resilient and we don't have to stay stuck in messy relationships. We can heal, and sometimes when we heal ourselves, we heal the relationship too. It doesn't always have that happy ending, but sometimes it can. But I love what my great uncle said a long time ago. He said, it'll all be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. I think that your book gives a lot of hope.
Yes.
That if things aren't okay, it's because it's not the end, and that eventually it will be. And I love that you have found peace in your life. I love that you have found happiness in your life and contentment, and I know that that's very contagious. I also just want to say, in addition to plugging her book, for those of you who would benefit, that if you are a decision maker about bringing speakers in for events, if you are a pastor, a women's ministry leader, some sort of community leader, Judy Herman would make an amazing speaker for an upcoming event. She has been blessing us all with her fount of wisdom that has just been flowing so freely in this living room over these past 4 days. And so, Judy, how can they get in touch with you if they would like to invite you in as a speaker, or if they would like to seek you out as a counselor, or just find your B.L.A.S.T?
I have plenty of resources, and even if you're not in the area, I am licensed in the state of Tennessee and have a practice in Chattanooga, but if you're outside of that area, you can also go to my website. Go to judycounselor.com. There's a free relationship stress quiz. So you answer this in how you experience the relationship and see how stressed you are, and you can get on my mailing list and a lot of free resources. You can also get there and go to the sneak peek form where you can get 3 chapters of the book for free. But I do have a media page on my website. You can go to judycounselor.com or you can go to judyspeaker.com. It's there, and I hope to see you and stay connected with you.
There you go. So I hope that you'll go to the website, learn more, and Judy, we just pray blessings all over your ministry. We know that this is not just a business for you, this is not just a practice for you, that this is truly a ministry for you, and I can see the Holy Spirit flowing through you and into other people's lives, and it is so exciting to see. So we just wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
You bet.